questions all the time, even when online.
This is INCRadio, DZEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ, or Iglesianicristo.
You're watching INCRadio.
Good afternoon to all our viewers here on INCRadio, Central Valley, California. Thank you so much for tuning in. 1 month of January has already passed. So many memories have been made, whether that be with friends or with family. And we're here today to be able to relive the many moments and the many memories that we've made along the way for this month of January. And for today's show, I have the Kamakin family here with us today. We can have a quick intro with everyone.
Hi, my name's Archie.
I'm Shalane. I'm Kaden. And I'm Clark.
And thanks everyone for joining us on the show. It's for everyone in the chat, this is their first time joining us on INCRadio. So let's give them a round of applause. I know you guys can't see it, but they're actually screaming in the chat right now, cheering you guys on. And before we get to this show, if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you can stay tuned in on INCRadio, Central Valley, California, but especially for here in Valley Grown, where conversations feel like home. And to begin our conversation today, I wanted to go ahead and talk, before I ask or start the conversation, how's everyone's January been? I know it's been a pretty busy month, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Was there anything special that you guys did in the month of January?
we took a little family vacay and we went to Disneyland.
How was that?
Fun, tiring.
Was there anything special you guys did at Disneyland?
We got to go to both parks, Disneyland, which was pretty fun. Very tiring, but it was very memorable.
I can only imagine. Yeah, being able to have that first experience together as a family is definitely something that everybody gets to have, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really glad that you guys had that opportunity to be able to spend time with one another and share that moment with each other. And actually, it relates to not only one of our topics, but a lot of our topics here on INCRadio. And so to begin, if I can have Kuya Tech, please go ahead and share the activity slide of all of our topics that we had for the month of January. And so while that's loading up, we had about 4 topics that we got to be able to have the pleasure of sharing on the show. If we can go to the next slide, please. So you can see that just a quick recap of the shows. Next slide, please. There are Planting the Seeds of Tomorrow, Keeping the Ball Rolling, Travel Diaries, and Friendship Blossoming. Yeah, we definitely here on INCRadio, Central Valley, California, have lots of different topics for all of the family to be able to see and enjoy together, right? And so my first question for all of you is, what was your funniest moment that you got to see on INCRadio, Central Valley, California?
I'm gonna take this one. The funniest moment that I remembered in watching all of them was from Keep the Ball Rolling. I'm gonna out you out, Mark. It was in regards to when the brothers were describing like what they wear, come to their clothing, their shoes, and yours just stood out in my mind when you indicated that back in the day, I think 17 years old or maybe younger, where you tried out for basketball in 4-inch Skechers.
Oh man! Out of all the stuff that we said on the show, you remember that one?
Yeah, it was all good, but that stood out. That stood out. I think that was my funniest. But I mean, I could relate. Like, we didn't have much. Like I heard you said, you didn't have much. That's what you had. We played volleyball in slippers. Whatever was around. So it just stood out.
Cadence, what about you? What was like your funniest moment on the show?
Funniest moments?
Or even like your favorite moment on the show?
I think my favorite moments would be on Friendships Blossoming. When they were talking about, when one of the sisters had said something about communication and understanding. I think that's the one that stood out to me the most.
Clive, what about you?
The one that stood out to me is keep the ball rolling. It stood out to me because I play soccer, and soccer helps me like communicate with people and my friends, and learn from my mistakes and all.
And you know what's great about everything that you guys said? It ties into the aspect of being able to get better together, right? Especially within a community, especially within a family, we're all looking to try to be able to help each other improve, whether that be like in the activities that we do, or even in the way that we speak. We're always here to look out for each other, right? And that's what the beauty of like these topics or the activities that we're in. And so I wanted to go ahead and now ask. We had a bunch of different shows, like I've said, right? But there's obviously one that sticks with us, that really hits home where the heart is, right? And so I wanted to ask Archie, what was like one show that you resonated with the most?
I can't really pick one. They all kind of stood out to me because in one way or another can kind of relate to all of them.
And that is why you are the number one dad. Get everyone in the chat, give Archie a round of applause. Number one dad response right there. Julie, what about you?
I think, as I said earlier, we went to Disneyland, so the travel diaries relate to, because we just took a trip. Of course, we would love on that show. They indicated Japan, Europe, which is awesome, and one day we'll be able to go there. But I think that it's that one just related a little bit close because we just did it.
Cadence, what about you?
Mine would be, again, the Friendships Blossoming. They talk about friendships and relationships and building them together, which I think resonates the most with me.
And last but not least, Clyde, what about you, man?
Mine will also be keep the ball rolling. This sort of relates to me because I make mistakes, I learn from them, I communicate with people, and make new friends and spend time with my family.
And I resonate with what you say too, is because I actually got the opportunity to meet my brothers for life playing sports too. And I mentioned this in the show as well. Unexpected things happen when we give things a try, right? And so and it's quotes like that too that really stick to like viewers and even ourselves, whether that be like TV shows or even on the shows on INCRadio, right? So I want to go ahead and now ask, Shalini, what was one of your favorite quotes from one of the shows?
One of my favorite quotes would come from, I believe it's the Planting the Seeds of Tomorrow. And Mark, it's for you. It just resonated, and it hits home and it hits true. And it was just a really good quote that I remember. It was, trust the process and be patient with ourselves. And that's just so true. You have to trust in what you're doing, know that it's the right path or the right thing to do, and then be patient. You always have to be patient with yourself. You don't want to, overthink things or expect so much, because as it goes. It will come when it's meant to come.
Yeah, and I mentioned this also on the show too. Like, we all started from the bottom. We all started from zero, right? Or the bottom, right? We all started from somewhere, right? And being able to go from those humble beginnings to where we are right now, it's definitely underrated. And like we take it for granted on where we've all came from, right? And so it's nice just to be able to reflect and think that, where I started from and to where I am now, it's different. And at least I'm moving forward with that. Cadence, what about you? What's like a favorite quote or line that you had from the shows?
The line from Friendship Blossoming, again, because it stands out so much to me, would be, again, the communicating and understanding and mutual understanding. that doesn't just relate to friendships, but can also relate to family as well.
And you know, communication is such an underrated skill, not only amongst the family, right, but just people in general. You know, like I don't know if you two will agree. The younger generation has a hard time communicating things sometimes, right? Go ahead. You guys agree?
Yes, strongly agree.
And so I'm glad that you were able to resonate with that, because then that was really the goal, was to try to be able to help the younger generation try to communicate their emotions or how they feel with their friends specifically, right? You know, and in a sense, we're all friends, right? Just different roles within that friendship. And so, and speaking of roles, right? Everyone here on the show has a role or responsibility in sharing INC Radio to everyone that they know, but they might not know how to, right? And so, Archie, how are people able to support INC Radio?
They can support by liking, sharing, and subscribing.
Oh, there we go. And then, Cadence, how do others also support INC Radio?
Took my line, but you could share to your friends, and your loved ones.
And please continue to please share with everyone that you know. We're always here on 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, INC Radio, Central Valley, California. And so we're going to go ahead and actually go into our next section, which is going to be about the activities that came up in the month of January, right? So a lot of activities happened in the span of 4 weeks, am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
And so to showcase that, we're going to go ahead, Kritek, if you can please share the slides. So we looking at all the activities that we have. Activities from the year-end socializing. If you can go ahead, the next slide, please, Kuya. We have the medical missions that are happening, the CFO retraining, the special gathering of officers, and even the worldwide evangelical mission that we've had lately. If we can go ahead and do the next slide, Kuya. Yeah, we can see all the many memories that we were able to have here throughout the month of January alone, right? And so I want to go ahead and now ask the family here, right? With all of these things that have happened in the month of January, what was our favorite activity that we got to go be a part of? We'll start with Archie.
The CFO retraining.
And what was your favorite part about it, Archie?
Well, I got the guard. I had to guard the chapel.
I see we were trained again on how to guard the chapel. Awesome. Shalini, what about you?
Sorry. The most, I want to say it will be the special gathering of all officers that it was a playback, but it was Brother Angelo Manalo who actually led it, and it was just inspiring. It was awesome to view because he spoke in Tagalog, but also the verses were in English, so we all understand. But it was good because it just reminded us how we should continue our duties and continue it now and throughout the whole year and be active.
Cadence, what about you?
Mine would be also the CFO retraining. As officers, we got to relearn some different skills and things that we need to know as officers, and that helps us refresh our minds to then become better officers in performing our duties to please God.
And last but not least, Clyde, what about you? What was your favorite activity?
My favorite activity was year-end socializing. Well, year-end socializing was my favorite because, I got to spend time with my friends, play some games and win some prizes.
Okay, and the important question now, okay? Hey, everyone's watching, okay? Everyone's watching, right? Did you beat your dad in any of the games?
Yes.
Is that true?
Only because I led him.
See, for everyone tuned in, only the family knows, okay? But you see what I see here, right? Anyways, that's awesome. I'm glad that we all had our fair share of favorite memories and favorite activities throughout the year.
What was your favorite activity?
Are you putting me on the spot there, Shani? Okay. I see it. All right. So for me, my favorite activity was also the CFO retraining, and that's because as a CFO officer, I love to be able to not only resharpen my skills, right, but to be able to share my experiences afterwards as well. Because it's not only during the meeting that we learn, but it's afterwards too. And it's the connections that we make with either our friends or meeting new people, right? And that's the beauty of like the being able to meet people in the church, is that we all share the same goal, which is to be able to do what we can to be able to help the church, right? Right?
Yeah.
And so now we want to go ahead and I wanted to go now ask from the family perspective, right? So you guys mentioned in the beginning of the show that you guys were traveling for a vacation, right? But for everyone here, and please, in Central Valley, let us know what how far do you guys travel for activities? Because for us here, right, we're so used to like traveling 1 hour, 2 hours to places, right, just to be able to perform our duties, right? And so I wanted to ask the family's perspective. What's it like always traveling together for these activities?
It's fun. It's fun. The drive is always fun.
It is. The drive is fun. We get to, because we're so busy with, church, school, work. Sometimes we don't have the time to, besides when we do family hour and all those things. I mean, sometimes that's the only time we can because we're doing so much and we're traveling. So communicating, talking to each other, what's happening, what's going on. What else do we do?
Joke around.
Joke around. Every new place we go, try a new spot to go eat, which is awesome. And like new cities, like if we go Bakersfield, let's try something we never tried. We do that. But in the car, we joke around.
And so now I want to get the kids' perspective, okay? So you don't gotta hold back, right? Or maybe hold back a little bit, okay? But so like you mentioned, because Shalini mentions about the communication, getting to know each other more, right? And it's something that not a lot of families get to have. But for you guys specifically, what's like the funniest thing that your parents have told you in the car, and you're like, man, why'd you guys do that? Like,
I can't really think, but there's times when my mom, she would say or she'll try and say certain things, and she'll say it wrong, and so sometimes we would just mock her or we would make fun of her all the time, and it's so fun.
do you have any of those moments that you want to share too?
It's a lot.
Hey, watch what you say. The world's just watching, like it's up to everyone in the world, like.
Sometimes I kind of make fun of my dad with like having no hair.
I love that. But it's great that we have these interactions with one another, right? Because then not a lot of families can say that they have this type of bond or relationship with one another, right? Yeah. So it's awesome. It's awesome to hear those experiences. And for everyone in the chat too, please share with us one family moment that you had traveling to these activities or just traveling to places in general. So we can also share that and read that here too. And so for everyone else to enjoy. And so like now I want to go ahead and tying it all back, right? So what was it like, having to go to all of these activities just at the beginning of the year? What is that feeling like within the family?
It was very tiring having to travel a lot, but it was also very fun making memories together. And then when we reached our final destination to these activities, we got to unite and be together with also all of our other brothers and sisters, which was very nice.
And Shalini,
I agree with Cadence. And having all of these activities, it's good because it keeps us active. That's what it's for. It keeps us active from doing other things, that we could be doing, but we're taking the time to do this and, like kids said, join the other brethren and, mingle and strengthen the brotherhood in ourselves.
And what was great about all that we've said, right, is all of these have led to either memories that we've made together or just like these small moments that we like keep it. If we watch that one movie, I forget the name of the movie, but they have like little spheres and they're like, there's the Inside Out, right? Those core memories, right? We all have these like core memories with one another, and it all piles up to make us who we are, right? And that's the beauty of being able to, one, travel with family, but two, to travel together for church activities, right? And so now to encompass all that, and especially before we end the show, I wanted to go and ask the entire family, but not everybody has to answer, right? What was your one most memorable moment during one of these activities?
I'll go ahead and go first. I I think the most memorable one would be our district all officers meeting and oath taking. Of course, as a district, we need to know the updates and everything and the good reminders that we receive from district and central. It was a little bit more memorable because I got to witness my daughter take oath. She took on another duty, which is local CVI coordinator, which makes me very happy because she has a lot already, but adding another one because she feels that she can help out the church, and her fellow CBI members. It's just awesome to witness and see.
And I'm sure everyone here can relate to. For me specifically, my favorite moment, and I'm gonna be cheesy, okay? It's because my favorite moment is actually moments here on INCRadio, and it's because I get to, for me personally, this is my way of being able to meet the brethren across the district, and especially even the viewers that are tuning in too, because then I get to know like what their experiences are. I get to actually like sit down and have a genuine conversation with them to know what their life is about. And so for me, I'm very privileged as a host to really like see the beauty of the lives of the brethren through this light, right? And so like it really does inspire me every show to know that like family like yours are so close, and it really makes me happy to know that, and inspires me to want to have a family in the same way. And so before we end the show, I want to go ahead and Kamaki family, thank you so much. Let's give them a round of applause. We appreciate you guys for being on the show. Please don't let it be the last time, please. Yeah, we love to have you back for moments like these. And so then the viewers too can also enjoy in watching the more content that we'll have here at INCRadio, Central Valley, California. But before we end, let's go ahead and read some comments. Clyde, if you can go ahead and tap on the little, use the little scroll pad and tap on one of the messages for me, please. Just double tap. Okay, so good. So from Mario Oka, good day here in the Philippines and enjoying watching here at INCRadio, Central Valley, California. Greetings from locale of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. Brother Mario, hey, I was talking to you last week in the chat. I'm so glad that you're back and watching. We appreciate you for tuning in. Hello, po. Happy viewing. Greetings, po, from oh my God, I'm going to be butchering it. Baba Nuong, Isabella West, from Sally Samortin. Thank you so much, Sally, for tuning into the show. Clyde, if you can go ahead and hit the left button. No, just to tap on the keypad. Yeah, okay. So from Juvelin Gallo, hi, Sister Terry. Man, Sister Terry, you have some fans in the chat. Oh my goodness. From Michael Sarmiento, happy watching and listening to all brethren from Riverbank District of Central Valley, California. Jay and ML McCormick, I like seeing frost on the roofs of houses in January. Wait, we have this frost here?
Early mornings.
Really?
Yeah.
No, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Bakersfield has never snowed, at least in my experience. So then,
I think I saw you once that I know of.
Yeah,
Way
in our
back.
lifetime.
In our life, way back in. Sorry.
yeah, but at least I haven't. But thank you, Jay and ML for that. And then woohoo, go Cadence as a CBI officer from our very own Melissa Benedicto. And if you just hit the escape button for me, Cadence or Clyde, just exit out. Okay. And I believe we have a couple more comments. If you can just hit. Sorry, you're my tech guy for today. So, all right, and then. From Jovelyn Marilos, happy viewing from locale of Delano. From Veronica De La Rosa, hello everyone from Rossi CVC. And then again from our very own Melissa Benedicto. Hi, Kamaki family. I agree with Sister Shaylin. That was my favorite activity. Okay, and go ahead and Clyde and just exit out. So thank you again, everyone, for tuning in to INCRadio, Central Valley, California. We also want to thank our station manager, Brother Wally Tarai, to our SEPSI president and CFO coordinator, Brother Angelo Aranio Vimanalo, and of course, to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo Vimanalo. We thank you so much for all that you do for taking care of the church and for guiding us in the way to performing our duties. But most important, and just as important as well, thank you to all of our viewers here at INCRadio, Central Valley, California. You are the reason why we're here every week providing this content, and so please continue to show your support by liking and subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can continue to stay tuned in on everything INC Radio, Central Valley, California. And with that being said, this is it for Valley Grown, where conversations feel like home. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everyone.